It'll be Bernard Tomic to get things underway.
First set, Bernard Tomic to serve. Ready? Play. $15 love. $30 love.
Well, a very positive start for Bernard Tomic against an opponent that has given him so much trouble over the last couple of years in that head-to-head. These two, they've played 3 times, and Tomic yet to win a set against Florian Meyer.
$40 love. $40-15.
A good start for the Australian. Tomic on the board at 1 love.
First game. Florian Meyer to serve. $15 love. $15 all. $15-30. $15-40.
I tell you what, it's a very positive start. A couple of big forehands from Bernard Tomic getting clean winners, and that shank off the frame of Myers giving him a break point. But very determined to direct the traffic early in this match he is today, Jeff.
It's been a terrific start.
30-40.
One saved with an ace.
Ball coming off the racket cleanly and with great positivity at the moment from Tomic. Oh, that's some of the touch and the skill of Meyer there.
Deuce.
And how he mixes it up so well. This was not what Bernard was expecting. Serve volley. Sees him coming and comes up with a good return low. But being so deep in the court, the drop volley was the perfect response.
Advantage, Maya. Game, Maya.
He saves those break points, and we're level on serve at 1-all.
1 game all.
And I think that Bernard's come out with the right approach today, the right tactics. I think he's got to get on and get the first strike in the rally early, because if Maya starts to move him around the court too much and exposes the movement, and we've already seen one clever drop shot,
30 love.
he will find himself quite frustrated. So he needs a lot of positive short points in this match. Not any shorter than that.
He really likes that wide serve to the forehand in the first court. That's one of his favourites.
Game, Tomic.
Follows it up with another love game. Tomic on serve, 2-1, opening set.
Tomic leads 2 games to 1. Time. Mr. Meyer challenging the call on the right far sideline. Ball was called out.
Welcome back to the Apia International in Sydney. Challenge on this opening point of the 4th game. Catches the edge.
Call overturned. 15 love.
Jerry Armstrong. Gee, Jerry was umpiring before I started, I think.
We'll call him experienced.
No doubt he'll hear about that comment that I've just made. Yeah, he's done Wimbledon finals, you name it, he's umpired it, so very capable. Does a lot of supervising and refereeing now, and particularly as a referee at Wimbledon, assistant there to Andy Jarrett, the chief.
Who was playing when I was playing. He teases you as well with his movements, Maya. He was moving as if he was going to go forward into the net then, but it was just a fake, and he makes you as an opponent take your eye off the ball, wonder what he's up to. Very legitimate strategy, of course.
And quite a few times of late, last week, I've been talking about peripheral vision, and he's a player that has probably some of the best vision of seeing what the opponent's doing, where the court's opening up. There's the extra speed off the forehand.
40-30.
So Maya can start his backswing and just quickly glance to the other end and see if the opponent's leaning one way and still be able to change his stroke midway through.
Game, Maya.
So we're level. It's 2-all, all on serve.
2 games all. Love 15.
I ran into Marinko Matosevic this morning because, of course, Tomic beat Matosevic comfortably in the twilight last night. But lucky with the net cord.
15
That's
all.
the peripheral vision that you mentioned, though. He got in there very quickly.
And asked him about the match, what he thought about it, and he said the one thing that really stood out to him was how much the ball's coming off Tomic's racket a lot quicker than it was last year.
30-15.
So a different shape of shot, so he's obviously getting a bit more spin, a bit more zip off the slice backhand, particularly when he goes for the forehand and wants to change the pace. He's getting some winners off that. Talked about a little bit yesterday the fact that there's been a frame change, and so he's just got a blacked out racket for now, but it's working. Another ace, dominating on serve, Tomic. He leads 3-2.
Tomic leads 3 games to 2. Time. Love.
There was no way that Bernard was expecting this one to come back as quick as it did. 147k, the return ball.
We've only played just over 5 games already. This is as as good a match as we've seen in the tournament thus far. Both players striking the ball well, lots of variety, a lot more winners than errors.
Let first service.
Like Tomic, the backhand of Mayer is flat but beautifully directed. Look how he moves into position. And this is flat ball. He needed to have perfect height and weight and direction. No spin on it.
Mr. Ma challenging the call on the left far side. It was called out. Postings.
Well, there's a little bit of chatter and shaking the head from Mayer, which is a good sign for Tomic, being the last 2 to 3 points.
Being relatively unorthodox, he's hard to read, Mayer. Even the service motion, it's certainly not classical, but it makes it difficult to read.
Deuce.
It's the service motion. It's really a bit disjointed. You can see how much the racket face is changing in the backswing, but at the moment of impact, gets it all together.
Advantage Mayer.
A bit like his forehand as well. It's a very large takeaway on the forehand, but at the moment of impact, gets the racket face in the right position. So there's the forehand. Oh, that wasn't quite in the right position. Mistimed shot, but you can see, again, it's not orthodox. Oh, take that.
Deuce.
It was a great get, this one. This was a good hustle. Lovely how he controlled it through the line. The right shot choice there. This one, that was the beauty.
Advantage Mayer.
That bounce smash, he didn't have a lot of time to get back to actually smash it. I think Mayer was expecting him just to throw it back in, start the rally again. Here we go.
That was quite superb. That's terrific.
Both players moving it around the court like a chessboard. Tomic finally getting enough space to go for the winner.
Deuce.
Terrific depth from both players. And even Mayer's shot there, he would have been happy with it, but Tomic took the ball early, redirected it. Quite superb.
Advantage Mayer.
Looking to serve and volley there, Mayer, and I think he's going to need to do that from time to time because Bernard Tomic at the moment is quite deep in the court and floating a lot of returns. So Mayer, he'll recognise that. He'll mix it up.
Okay, Maya.
Tough game. Maya hangs on for 3-all.
3 games all. $15 love. $30 love.
Todd, the thing that Tomic seems to have eliminated this year is the little fiddly shots that he was guilty of in the past. When he's got an opportunity now, he's punishing the ball.
Yeah, you did right. That used to allow players back into points and matches. And he'll win a lot of matches a lot easier if he continues with what we've seen so far throughout this year and yesterday in particular at this level. Another ace. Only dropped 2 points on serve and he leads 4-3.
Ball change, please. New balls. Tomic leads 4 games to 3. Time. $15 love.
It's good serving from both players today. Tomic, very impressive at 83% of first serves in. Maya at 70.
$15 all.
You just get the feeling that Maya, if he's going to be vulnerable, will be on the forehand on these medium to quick surfaces. On the clay, that big backswing is going to be less vulnerable. So I think we might see Tomic, as the pressure mounts, attack the forehand a little more of Maya.
$30-15. $40-15. Game Maya.
So it's a tough battle and the serve is prevailing. It's 4-all first set.
4 games all. 15 love. Thirty love. Sorry, Mr. Myers challenging the court on the far side. Ball was called out.
Jerry Armstrong not aware initially that Maya has challenged this.
I think because he was pretty confident it was out, he wasn't expecting it. Seventh ace.
And yet to lose a point, Tomic, when the first serve's gone into
40.
play.
Mr. Meyer has one challenge remaining. Game, Tomic.
It's another love game. Tomic ahead. 5-4, opening set.
Tomic leads 5 games to 4. Time.
Florian Mayer serving to stay in the set at 4-5.
Love 15.
That's the shot to me that when the pressure mounts, if there's a technical weakness, it'll come to the fore, and I think that forehand is just a little bit suspect.
Seems like Bernard knows it too, because everything got directed there then. This time he's been able to win the opening point in that Mayer service game. It's the first bit of pressure throughout the set for him.
Let's first service. Oh! 30-15.
Well, that's the peripheral vision that you mentioned, Todd. He shapes to hit the big forehand, therefore pushes Tomic back to expect something aggressive, and then quickly changes and comes underneath the ball. That's a very, very well done.
Game, Meyer.
So it's 5-all.
5 games all.
This is the Tomic service direction. Plenty of aces, and the first serve, a lot of variety there. Second serve, not especially deep, but the good news is he hasn't had to hit too many of them, and only lost 2 points on serve, and yet to lose a point when the first serve has gone into play. It's been most effective.
15 love.
Oh!
15 all.
Oh, a little lucky.
30.
This is a good stab, though, with the slice from Tomic. He's way out of position, but does the right thing, at least trying to make the ball, and may have just closed a bit too quick. Had to catch that half volley from behind.
30 all.
First time Tomic hasn't been in great position to hit the forehand. His feet didn't move then. He was reaching for the ball. Little tension coming for both players. Serious confidence, though, in the moment. In the last couple of weeks on that forehand, though, head still over the ball and smack that for a winner at 5 all, 30 all. You need some confidence, self-belief. And does it again.
Tomic, he's still on top. 6-5, first set.
Tomic leads 6 games to 5. Time. Oh. 15 love.
Well, the good news for Bernard Tomic, it's the furthest he's ever gotten a set against Florian Mayer. Furthest before this was 4 games.
That's probably the sort of shot that Mayer needs to use more often. A lot of angles get Tomic out of court, not just because of his reasonably ordinary mobility, even though he's improved on that.
40.
But because he hits the ball very flat, so when you pull wide out of court, you haven't got many options. You haven't got the ability to loop the ball high, get it back into play.
The set's been dominated by the service, so we are now at a tiebreak.
6 games all, first set, tiebreak. Both players receive 1 additional challenge. Mr. Mayer is challenging the call on the left far sideline. Ball's called in.
Florian Mayer just challenging. He's been very successful. Oh, that's out.
Overturned. 1-0 Maya.
Tomic accepted it pretty easily.
Tiebreaker record. Tomic has a better record, though he's played fewer of them. He's won 65% of his tiebreakers. 26 wins, 14 losses.
Maya.
Maya's won 51%. He's played an awful lot of them. He's won 61 and lost 58. So read into that what you will.
Maya.
Oh, might be worth a challenge. Nope, not going to do it.
Maya.
By confirming that the first serve was out, so Tomic doing very well, composing himself, just concentrating on the next point, the next shot at hand.
Maya.
Probably started by being a little passive on the return of serve there, Tomic. And after that, Maya took control of the point. Had Tomic on the run, couldn't ever really get a good hit at any shot.
Thank you. If we could cut the ad, we are still in play. Thank you.
Jerry Armstrong just saying, cut the music of the ad that had gone onto the scoreboard on court. It's a vital stage of this set, 4-2 in the tiebreaker to Maya. Exhilarating music at a dramatic moment. Okay, he's back on serve in the tight break.
4-3, Maya.
This particular court, the breeze tends to play downwind now from the end that Tomic's serving, so that's a more favourable end. A little more time up this end to set yourself than you do down the other.
Four all.
So good to get these 3 points in a tiebreaker off serve.
Another.
Five, four, Tomic.
A very good serve wide to that big take back on the Maya forehand.
Six, four, Tomic.
11 forehand winners to 2 in this match. And set point. things improve, the forehand, the movement, and thus Tomic takes the opening set in the tiebreak.
By 7-6. Time. Second set, Maya to serve. Fifteen love. Thirty love. $30-50. $40-15. Game, Maya.
Pretty strong opening game in the second for Maya. He leads.
First game, second set.
1-love. $15 love. $30 love.
30-15.
Well, this was the change of shirt at the change of ends. He's got a bit of work to do still to match James, there's no doubt about that.
Deuce.
Funny though that physiques of tennis players, all of the great players over the years, big strong legs, not particularly strong in the upper body, but not big. The amount of running that you have to do keeps you quite lean.
Advantage, Tomic.
Yeah, even Nadal, who was quite bulky initially, slimmed down the upper body.
Deuce.
If you think back to some of the greats of all time, even Ivan Lendl, who was supremely fit and a big fella, was pretty thin through the chest, as was John McEnroe. And even Roger Federer, who's one of the great athletes of all time, still like that.
Advantage, Tomic. Game, Tomic.
Tough game, but it's still on serve, 1-1.
1 game all. Fifteen love.
Clearly it was a tight first set, but after the first set, looked at the stats, and Bernard really won all the important stats. First serves into play, points won on the first serve, more winners, fewer errors. Mayer, though, won't want to lose the winning record he has over Bernard. He's going to dig deep.
Just wide.
Game, Mayer.
So Mayer, he holds and he leads 2-1 in the second. Tomic the first.
Mayer leads 2 games to 1. Time.
Second round of the Apia International in Sydney. Bernard Tomic took the opening set against Florian Mayer, a man who he's had a lot of trouble with in the past. There's always a time that comes along when you start to see the changes in the sport, and by that I mean the new players coming along. And last week we saw Dimitrov start to step it up a level. Tomic's been in a quarter of a major already. So he's always led his age bracket. But another one today in Ryan Harrison came along, took out John Isner a little earlier today. So there's this new crop starting to cement themselves inside the world's top 50, and
30,
another 2 or 3 years they'll be the ones in the semis and finals of the majors.
Keeps that left arm up a long time, Tomic, on serve. It's a good habit to have.
Sure Roger and in
30 all.
Novak, those guys will probably disagree, but there's still an element of some change. If you think 2 or 3 years Roger might not be here, and will Rafa get back from his injury? So there are a few different things about that are going to change the landscape. Oh, I think it dropped in nearly. Challenge, yeah, it was worth a challenge regardless.
On the left baseline.
Well, as you mentioned, the wind is going behind Mayer, so as it passed him, it looked almost as if the wind held this up and it dropped in.
Yeah,
yes, it has.
Call over to 40-30.
It's a big moment too.
Game, Tomic.
Tomic holds for 2 all.
2 games all. Love 15. Love 30.
We saw a statistic earlier, midway through the first set, the extra time it was taking Mayer to win his service games as opposed to Tomic, and that looks like it may be starting to tell. He's had to work a lot harder to hold serve throughout, therefore fatigue looks like it may become a factor.
15-30. Let's second service.
That's great. Much better defending around the back of the court from Tomic. That kept him in the point. Really
15,
worked hard,
14.
got himself physically back into the point. Got the ball there to step into, and he rips through this backhand down the line. That was great tennis. He's got a couple of break points. His nature on the break point, though, is to try to get it into play and see what happens. He doesn't take it on enough. See if he can step up a little more on this one. No, body weight going backwards, Jeff.
Deuce.
It's always been an issue, hasn't it? And it's still something that doesn't come naturally to him. He's very conservative by nature. And you can see there, as Todd mentioned, going backwards. You've got to go forward, attack that ball. Against the good players, you don't get many opportunities. And his break point conversion in the past, Tomic that is, has been very poor for that reason.
Deuce.
If you're a Mayer fan, you won't like this statistic when he's ever he's lost the first set. Mayer's record in coming back is very poor.
Gee.
Oh, what a gem.
This is that extra weighted shot that's coming off this racket.
Advantage.
Also
Tomic.
helped by the fact the moving's better. You can see he gets in behind that one and able to then rip through. Stayed down beautifully. It's catching Mayer off guard. He's not used to that one from Tomic. Another break point. Yep, got it.
And Tomic.
So Tomic's on top. He leads by a set and 3-2.
Tomic leads 3-2. Time.
No, you talked about those stats in the first set loss ratio for Florian May, but can you go through the total again, Jeff?
Yeah, well, it's a good serve. Whenever Florian has lost the first set, he's won 23 matches and lost 148, so that's it's about 13% success.
Love. Game, Tomic.
A love game. Tomic races to 4-2.
Tomic leads 4-2. Love 15.
Just getting back to some previous comments, if Florian Mayer's not getting physically tired, I think he's getting mentally tired from constantly having to work so hard on serve, and then all of a sudden Tomic goes around and hits a couple of aces, gets a free game and wins it comfortably. And when you get a little mentally tired, you just lose that little concentration edge, and you play a shot or two like that, and you dig a little hole for yourself.
Yep,
love it.
That's the way. This just helps build pressure as well. If you make it, it's great, but it'll also help you get the odd double or two on big points. So chance for a double break in the second.
30-40.
Sort of like a boxer, isn't it? You've got a sense when you've got your man on your ropes and be ready to go in for the kill. Tomic has his man very much on the ropes here.
Things are looking good for Tomic to get a place in the quarterfinal. He'll serve for the match when we come back.
Tomic leads 5-2. Time.
I think the highlight of this match today from Bernard Tomic has been the quality of shot selection. The times that he's gone for winners, they've all been perfect. We've seen no messing around, no toying with any silly drop shots of his own or trying to be too smart. It's been a real clinical, professional type of match that he's played. And the serve has been extraordinary. 14 aces. 72% in. Makes life easy. Oh.
13 forehand winners.
40-15.
No. That'll do to save a match point, but that's how he's had to play.
40-13.
He hasn't been able to keep up this sort of quality, obviously. Still one to go.
Two sets to love, 7-6, 6-2.
Well, confirmation from the chair umpire, Jerry Armstrong, that Bernard Tomic is through to a quarter-final, and what an impressive match today. It's the sort of tennis that we've been hoping to see for some time, and it seems like it's all in